It's one of the most trending items for your home. We're talking robotic vacuums. And with so many on the market, how do you pick the right one? Olivia Horton is standing by with the top tested robotic vacuums from Consumer Resource Best Reviews.
Robot vacuums have become widely available at a variety of price points, from budget models to feature-packed premium designs. Joining us now with the top-tested robotic vacuums is Senior Director of Content Operations at Best Reviews, Jacob Palmer. Jacob, thanks for joining us.
And thanks for having me. You know, these products are super popular over the big shopping events. We've got an Amazon Prime Day called Prime Big Deal Days coming up in October, and I expect a lot of these to be on sale. So I'm excited to give people the results of our testing lab because I think they can learn a lot.
Love that. And speaking of the testing lab, when it comes to the testing, how does it work specifically for the robotic vacuums?
So we started receiving these, and we've been going through about a few dozen different robotic vacuums over the last couple months to be able to find, you know, do they deliver on the manufacturer's claims? And that's one of the first things we're always looking at is manufacturers will claim, you know, this is the perfect X. This will do whatever you want. And we're always trying to say, well, is that actually true?
Yeah.
And what we do is we do it in real life environments because it's useful to know in a scientific lab how good something is, but people shop to know how it's going to work in their home. So that's why we test things in the home to make sure that we're giving as accurate of insights as we possibly can.
Love that. So some accurate depictions of what each of one of these does. And let's first start with this one over here.
So this is the Shark, and what's really interesting about this one is that it's become a real competitor for, you know, the more standard name brand versions. And what we love about the Shark is that it really is a solid piece of equipment that is a little bit more affordable than what you'll find for other places. And so this one is great too because it has a really solid runtime, and it comes with the self-emptying base, which are two features that, you know, you're used to paying a premium for. With this, you get it all solid in one machine, and you don't have to pay as much as you would for other items.
So it's a little bit cheaper, a little bit more bang for your buck. Really love this option. But what about moving on to the Eufy?
So what we love about the Eufy is that it's got two different functions that it can do for you. And that's great because, you know, with the Hybrid X8, which we have here right now, what we love is that it can do something for you if you have pets, if you have kids, because what it does is it has, number one, really solid vacuum, it's great suction power, you know, gets the job done there, but it also comes with a mop inside of it.
Ooh.
So that means if you have a variety of floors with hardwood, rugs, whatever, this will be able to cover all of that, and it's really solid for that as well. And so we absolutely love it. And then one last feature that's worth noting on that is what they call a pet magnetic feature, which means that it will pick up the pet hair, and our testers really were impressed by that.
Well, double function. I love that, especially us pet owners out there. So the Eufy is also a really good bang for your buck. But what about this one over here?
So this is going to be from iRobot. And iRobot is absolutely famous in the robotic vacuum space because they created the Roomba line, which many people think is what a robotic vacuum is called. That's how popular it is. But really, the Roomba is just a version of the iRobot. And this is a great one because it's a little bit cheaper than our absolute favorite right here. But what we like about it is that it's still got the self-emptying base. It's really solid, and it's got all of the features that you come to expect from iRobot products. It's got a great app. It's got really smart mapping features, and it just plainly gets the job done, and it gets it done at a really high level.
So anything that gets the job done, everybody, seems like it's going to be worth it. Now let's move on to last but not least, your favorite.
Our last but not least, this is what we at Best Reviews call the best of the best. And that's something that we are always trying to find in our testing process. And it's the S9 Plus Roomba model from iRobot. And what we love about it is it's a really smart robot. It's got awesome features on it in terms of the actual computing and the power that it has under the hood. So we love it for that, but then it's also a great vacuum itself, and it's got all the different things where you can program it, you can make sure you're coming home to a clean house, and it also doesn't really have any of the drawbacks in terms of having to rip your hand in there and get into the nasty dust and all the other things that the vacuum picked up. So it's awesome in that way. The one drawback is that it is pretty loud. So I wouldn't run it when the baby's sleeping, but outside of that, you know, you can run it while you're not home, and it'll get the job done, and it'll do most of the work for you with, you know, when you're trying to offload your chores to some robots, that's a great place to start.
I was going to say, as long as it gets the job done while I'm not at home, that's a robot that I can definitely get on board with. Thank you so much, Jacob. We really appreciate it.
And thanks so much for having me.
Of course. To learn more about any of these robotic vacuums or to check out more top-tested products, just head on over to bestreviews.com or scan that QR code on your screen.
Thanks, Olivia. Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on our website at daytimebuffalo.com.